Crystal Palace have done it. They have won a major competition, that being the FA Cup. They showed so much grit, determination and energy today against Manchester City. I'm not even a Crystal Palace fan, but I was fully backing them today. I think the majority of the football world, other than Manchester City fans, really wanted to see them lift that trophy. And what a magical moment for this club. What a magical moment for English football. A team that's not won a major trophy before, they're now going to be competing in the Europa League next season. This could really change their outlook for many years to come. And to be honest, it's just nice to see one of the clubs outside of the typical Big Six go and win a major trophy at Wembley. But let's talk about today's game a little bit. The first goal coming from Eze after a pretty dominating start to the game from Manchester City. I've got to admit, in the first 15 minutes, given how they were playing, completely controlling possession, I was getting quite worried for Palace. It was actually only their second time attacking in the Manchester City half, and they managed to score. Fantastic hold-up play from Mateta, who was absolutely running that Manchester City defence ragged today. He's got so much physicality, and I could see him fitting in at a top club at some point in the next couple of seasons. And then Munoz with a fantastic ball in. Eze slots it in. A great finish from him, who has been on top form recently. And you could tell, even in the post-match interview, this is going to be one of the best, if not the best moment of his career, taking Palace to these heights. The only goal of the game, a fantastic counter-attack, something which Palace were doing well all game. Sarr had a similar chance not too long after, where again Munoz cross comes in and Sarr tries placing it, but it goes straight towards the keeper. Palace didn't have too many out-and-out chances, but Eze took advantage of the one that he needed to. However, there is something very controversial which happened in today's game, which we have to talk about, and that is Henderson. When Haaland was running through, Henderson palming the ball away from him outside the box. It was very clear on all the angles that it was definitely a handball. And from an objective opinion, if that was against my club, I would 1000% be screaming for a red card. Palace fans, City fans, if you're watching this video, please do let me know in the comments. Do you think that that should have been a red card? Try look at this objectively, take emotion out of the situation, and I think most of you will agree with me. Please do hit like and subscribe whilst you're there. But Henderson should have been sent off 100%. And not too long after this, Manchester City are awarded a penalty. A Mitchell challenge on Bernardo Silva. To be honest, I think the awarding of the penalty in itself was quite a controversial decision. To me, Mitchell pretty much got a toe on the ball. It was really hard to tell from the angles. It looked like he got a faint touch on the ball. And Bernardo Silva was 100% looking for the penalty in that scenario. He was already falling, already on his way to the ground before there was any contact. Unfortunately, there was contact, and that meant that Manchester City got the penalty. And it was a strange one because Haaland, one of the best, one of the most expensive strikers in the world, is stood with the ball in his hands, looking like he's ready to take it. And just before passes the ball to Mamouche, Mamouche steps up to take the penalty, and Henderson saves it. A fantastic save. Crystal Palace could have conceded a fair few goals today, but that save from Henderson, along with a few others, not just the save from the penalty, he also had to get up quickly and dive on the rebound, was unbelievable from him. I heard the commentators mention a few times, and I think it's a very valid point that Henderson might be in contention to take Pickford's place in the England lineup. Today, his performance was incredible, but it was very strange to see Haaland pass that ball to Mamouche. I really didn't understand it. Henderson said in the post-match interview, if Haaland stepped up, I wasn't quite sure where he was going to take it. When he passed the ball to Mamouche, I knew where he was going to place the ball, and that meant that I saved it. So a real error on Manchester City's side. I'm not sure if it's a decision from Pep Guardiola or Haaland or Mamouche himself, who said that I want this opportunity, but it ended up costing them. And that was really Manchester City's main chance. They did have a few others. Doku skipped past a few Palace defenders at one point, put a curling shot in and produced another fantastic save from Henderson. Really, Henderson was absolutely incredible today, as were the majority of the Palace players. It'd be very easy to take a look at the stats from that game and take away that Manchester City dominated it. But Palace, as I said at the start of this video, showed real grit and determination, generally defended very well, stopped City creating many out-and-out chances, and ended up going on to win the game. Deservedly so, in my head. No one thought that Palace were going to go there, dominate possession, have 95% possession, did we? But they did what they needed to do, and did it well. Eze, what a goal. Will teams be looking at him now? He's had a very good end to the season. Could we see him move on? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think there'll definitely be some bigger teams circling around him, circling around Mateta, maybe even circling around Sarr. But I hope that given this joyous moment for Crystal Palace, and the fans today were absolutely insane. The atmosphere throughout was incredible. Genuinely, from start to finish, every moment, the Palace fans were bouncing, chanting, singing, having a fantastic time, really showing what it means for a smaller team to get to Wembley, showing how important cup competitions are in England. I think they're a little bit disrespected sometimes. I'm a Leeds fan. I would give anything for us to get to an FA Cup or a League Cup final, never mind win the thing. And after the game finished at full time, the Palace fans were literally bouncing like they were at a concert, like they were watching Travis Scott, like they were watching Guns N' Roses at Wembley. In fact, the atmosphere wouldn't even be that good in the stands for one of those concerts. Truly amazing stuff, and I absolutely love to see it. A huge congratulations to Crystal Palace. I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do and what Glasner, who has won the Europa League, can do in that competition next year. It's going to be really fun to see them in there, and I've quite liked this trend in the last couple of years. Obviously, Aston Villa and Newcastle have had much more investment in their squads, and you would have kind of anticipated them getting into European competitions. But we've also seen Brighton. Now we're going to see Crystal Palace. There seems to be a few more teams that are getting opportunities in England. And to be honest, I don't hate Manchester City. I actually quite like the way that they did things when they were starting to get good and Pep came in and it was really exciting. But in the last couple of years, seeing them win so much has kind of made me turn against them a little bit, especially when they've got those 115 charges looming over them. It feels like football has been stolen a little bit. And this season, their downfall has been quite enjoyable. I'm looking forward to seeing if they actually get charged with anything, if they get a points deduction, a transfer ban, because this has been going on for a long, long time now. And I'd imagine they've got the best lawyers in the world working on it. But today, they lost again. Lost another opportunity in a major competition, and they need to rebuild going into next season. As I said, well done, Crystal Palace. If you're a Palace fan, please do remember to hit like and subscribe, and I will catch you all again very soon. Peace.